We're in a series on how to lead with significance, and I'm sharing the 10 ingredients that all great leaders must have to be significant. Last session, I shared ingredient number 1, which is vision. Today, I want to talk about ingredient number 2, accountability. If leading with significance is a journey or a road trip, vision, it's our destination. It's our aim, our goal. That's what we want to head to. That's what we want to accomplish. Then accountability, it's the rumble strips. You know what rumble strips are, right? They're the bumps on the side of the interstate so that when you're texting and driving, which you shouldn't be doing, or you fall asleep at the wheel, they make a lot of noise when you start to drift and they restore you back into your lane. You see, we all need accountability. Even the most self-disciplined person will have moments of weakness where stress or busyness get in their way and will try to derail them. And we need something to restore us back on the right path so that we can accomplish our vision. I heard a story about Van Halen, that in their heyday when they were touring, they got labeled as divas for a lot of different reasons. But one of those reasons was that in their rider, the contract that they have with the venue, right, that they're performing at, it said that in their green room, there shall be no brown M&Ms. And when people found out about it, they're like, they're divas, they're high maintenance rock stars. And Van Halen never said a word. Finally, in the late 90s, David Lee Roth did an interview with Fast Company magazine. And he said, you know how you guys made fun of us for the no brown M&M clause in our rider? He goes, that had nothing to do with personal preferences or being a diva. That was a strategic management decision. That was an accountability mechanism for us. Our rider, it's over 100 pages long. It's technical with the AV setup that we have to have, our sound equipment. We have pyrotechnics. We have to make sure that the venue has read it. So we put a test in there. If we walked into our green room and we saw there were no brown M&Ms, we could assume they read everything else and the show would be excellent. However, if there were brown M&Ms in our green room, sometimes we canceled the show. Sometimes we had to stay up all night making sure that everything was right so that our show could run with excellence. So what are your brown M&Ms? Jim Collins, in his book Good to Great, tells a story about something he used to do when he was a professor, which he called red flag mechanisms. He gave every student a red flag, and he said, you're allowed to use your red flag only once during the semester. However, when you raise your red flag, the entire class, including myself, will stop to listen to you. He shares a story one day in class when he's teaching on something, and a young woman raises her red flag, so everybody stops to listen to her, and then she says, Mr. Collins, I think right now you're leading the class ineffectively. You're asking a lot of leading questions and you're not allowing us to think independently, to think for ourselves. And Jim Collins says, thank you for that. What are your red flag mechanisms? You see, a really good brown M&M or red flag mechanism, it's timely so that we don't have to go 3 months going off the wrong path, and it makes noise. It lets us know, hey, we're straying. So here's our game plan. What are your brown M&Ms? What are your red flag mechanisms? What are the accountability mechanisms that you need to put in place so that you can accomplish your vision, your dreams, and your goals? And think about that both personally and professionally. For me, when it comes to personally, I have 3 of them. Waking up on time when I set my alarm, working out consistently, and reading consistently. If I am doing all 3 of those, I can almost guarantee you that I'm being productive in a lot of other areas of my life. However, if I'm slipping in just one of those areas, I can guarantee you I'm slipping in others. Those are my brown M&Ms and red flag mechanisms, personally. Professionally, it's the weekly review. I've talked a lot about that on Your Leadership Coach. But every single week on Sunday nights, I look back through the week and review the goals, the tasks, all those things that I was supposed to accomplish, and then I make my plan for the next week. Let me leave you with our tweetable lesson. Accountability closes the gap between intentions and actions.